How far now? What's good?
My brother, I'm okay. Good to be back. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I stay good. All right. So one of the most anticipated albums of 2024 dropped, right? And people are talking about it, right?
Biggest gangster.
Yeah. All right. So what do you think about the moments that led to the drop of Ayra Stars the year I turned 2021? Yeah.
I mean, it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. Like everything she's done has led up to this moment. Like the anticipation just kept building up, and she had a very strong 2023, which is very important ahead of an album. Like a very strong preceding year, or at least preceding couple of months, is very strong. Like it's very necessary before you drop an album. So she had that. She had that with Rush. Rush had that success on 2022 when she dropped the deluxe version of her debut album. Then it spilled over into 2023 with the success going huge in France, in Europe, and subsequently in the US. Then she got the Grammy nomination as well. So she had like a strong year in 2021. Sorry, 2023, beg your pardon. And the song she dropped as well in 2023, they worked. I mean, not to maybe the level that would have expected some of them to work due to different things. Like for example, the song R&B Rhythm and Blues, which I really, really love that song, but it dropped at a moment where attention was divided because we just lost Mobad then. So it dropped within that period, and the song wasn't able to pick up, but she was able to pick, like, she still like took it from there and still just kept going. She kicked open 2023 with Stability, that I think is a god, like it's an awful song, but it did work. It did work. She topped the charts, she had the numbers, and it just showed like another dimension to what she can do. Yeah, that Ira is someone that I like to. I always say that Ira is competing in a male-dominated industry. In other markets, like especially in the West, maybe in US, some of the biggest stars are women. Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Caesar. They're women, right? You get to, especially in the pop scene, to an extent, you get to compete with the women folk. In Afrobeat, it's a male dominated industry, right? So there's been Tiwa Savage, like jabbing at it, stabbing at it, and just just holding it down. We've seen Yemi Alade, I mean Simi, they've all like Niniola. We've had Tenny there. We've had like fantastic like female artists, right? But we know like at the very summit of the game, and people that are always in the news, biggest fan bases, people who dominate attention, they are the men, right? So these are who Ira is competing with, these people, right? The O'Malley's of this world, the Rema, the Shea Vibes, the Ashake, Burna Boy, Davido, Whiskey. So she's been able to show that she can compete with the boys, and the music is an essential part of it. Being able to make music that can compete. Sometimes lamba heavy music, party heavy music that can compete in terms of hit song, like with the potential to become a hit song. And I think that's what she was trying to do with Stability. And even though I don't think it's a good song, in that aspect, it did work. It did work, right? So she's had a good moment. She was able to like perform at huge festivals. She went on tour with Chris Brown. I mean, Maven had the deal with Universal, but before then, I think she already had like something with Republic that just became public now. So I mean that kind of like position her, and she was able to ride off the success of Rush, get positioned internationally by collaboration. She collaborated with a number of international artists. She did the remix with Kelly Rowland. She was on a song with David Guetta. And you hear people talking about her. You see Rihanna gushing about her, and she's been able to meet these people, and she's been able to position herself as a global superstar, right? So it is this global superstar profile. This I am one of the biggest artists in Africa. It is this moment that preceded the album release. Right? So it's a wonderful time to drop an album when your stocks is at an all-time high, and people are just like, okay, who is this woman? What's she going to do next? You don't know what she's going to do next. She's just amazing. She just keeps going at it. Her brand is amazing. She did weeks before this album, she did like 3 shows. One in Brazil, Sao Paulo, yeah, and she had different demographics, repping her there. Yeah, raising plaques, and she was taking pictures, and they were gushing about her. A Nigerian woman, a 21-year-old Nigerian woman from Kwara State, Nigeria, in Brazil, with people that are already her stan. That is unprecedented. It's amazing, right? So, yesterday, I think like 2 days ago, she performed in France at the Louvre. So it's I don't know if I pronounced that right. So it's like it's this is how you roll out an album, right? And now I was at a listening party and she did it, I think, let's say maybe 10 days before the album drop, or like, and this is amazing because I think it's a wonderful strategy because it did really created buzz for the album. Like before, people used to do the album listening party a day before the album because I don't know if they think the album would leak or something like that. Then you are listening party, they're playing the album for you. Then the clock just rolls over 12 o'clock and the album just drop, right? So there's no buzz. You don't leave that place and go and tweet about the album because as you're listening to it, when you have listened to it, you say, okay, this person's album is amazing, and a couple of people talk about it. Test makers, they talk about it, and people have 1 week to continue hearing people talk about it. Yeah, so a listening party, right? People, test makers, OAPs, media personalities, influencers, they were able to hear this album 10 days ago and keep talking about it. So that's buzz. That's rollout. That's massive rollout buzz. Unlike people who just, you just fly in, you hold your album 24 hours before and you have no balls to like carry the album, like carry the rollout before the album release. So I think that was a fantastic strategy on our part and that of our team. And she had these listening parties across different cities, in Lagos, in London, I think in Canada, in France. So, and there's a way she's been rolling out the album in terms of like unveiling tracks. There was this, I think it's a basement event in the UK where they played the song with Ashake and people were dancing and losing their mind, and the video went viral. I don't know if you saw that video. With some people wearing white or like is it brown or beige color, and they played the song with Ashake, and people just, the place went bonkers and they had to roll it back again. That's boss. That's boss. And people genuinely enjoy the music. They connect to it when she does this thing, right? So everything just works. Everything came together and made for a perfect rollout. And the most interesting part of it, and the part I find to be most pleasing for me, is the fact that it really focuses on the work and the artists. No gimmicks, no insulting Afrobeat, no going to your social media and try to say, don't listen to my album, fuck you people, Nigerian media, don't post my album, like stuff like that, just to create quote unquote buzz, right? But this is you when you are assured in the quality of what you're doing and you are assured in your own ability to sell the music. Yeah, so generally there was a huge buzz for the album, and the song she dropped before the album also helped. And like, it's not like these songs went nuclear. It's not like they went nuclear, like Rush or anything, but they sustained the momentum. When she dropped Comma, 2024 started slow. So and that kind of affected the way the song was taken because people were still like, "Ah, what's happening? So, and why the song was getting good numbers digitally, which is a testament to our global audience, it wasn't really like moving the scene and shaking the scene locally, right? But it still helped. It still like sustained the momentum. And when she dropped Bad Vibes, we know, okay, now this is it. Now she's ready. Now she's ready to take over, right? And it also kind of like show what she can do. The fact that she's elastic. She can get on the song with anybody and retain her essence and show what she can do. I mean, this is a song with a street up guy, with one of the most streetest and one of the biggest artists in Nigeria, Sherry Vibes, and she's there and she's running circles around him, right? And you're both exploring garage swing flows and singing in pidgin and singing in Yoruba and using Yoruba proverbs to sing, and it's resonating, it's clicking, right? So essentially every moment of from the last 12 months, 18 months, have steadily, in one way or the other, there's been a calculated move and a steady ascension that has led to this album release.
So aside the anticipation, a lot of people really had a lot of interest in Ayra Starr and the album. We wanted to know what it would sound like. So why do you think that interest?
I think because she's big. The interest in the album right now is because she's huge. And when you're huge, the more interested people would be. When Davido was going to drop Timeless, I like to call it maybe one of the most anticipated album in the history of Nigerian mainstream pop music since 1999, possibly. And people were just waiting, like, what is it going to be? There's no lead single, nothing, right? And it is because like there's a huge moment leading up to it, and he is Davido, right? Same thing with Ayra Starr, right? Like, she's at the peak of her career right now, and people are seeing that everything she does tops what she's done before. Like every single move is bigger than the one she made previously, right? So that builds anticipation. She's coming into herself, she's becoming more confident, and her brand is becoming to resonate strongly. Like there's no longer second guessing. When you see her, you know, okay, this is this person, this is who she is. You can tell what she's going to wear, how she's going to carry it, and you're not like looking at, okay, is this a gimmick? Is she trying to get attention? If it doesn't work, will she stop? No, this is what you're going to get. And it's just going to get better, right? And that created attention, that created buzz, that made interest stronger. And I say what made the interest to be much more stronger when it comes to Ayra Starr's music. And I'm saying this from the perspective of the average consumer, like myself, like the average listener, is the fact that our music strongly resonates. Like for the average listener, you can understand, you can relate, and you can appreciate the music. You know, for the average listener in Lagos, in Ibadan, or somewhere in Nigeria, listening to make a song like Stability and sample a song you listened to when growing up, like Awilu, it makes it relatable. You know, it makes it like, okay, it gets your attention. It might not be the best song, but it does get your attention. And when she makes a song with She Vibes, it's relatable. It makes her really, really appealing to the average Nigerian listener. So her song resonates, and how she makes the song also resonates. She makes music that are very Nigerian in nature. I mean, we've talked about this where like our music is not, our music like competes with men. Our music kind of sound kind of masculine, even though she has a feminine touch to it. Like she's very feminine. Our brand is feminine. Our vocals, the way she leads the melody, most of them, they're feminine. But in terms of content, they're kind of masculine. Like the song like Rush, like it's an Adon Ama song. Saints is like they go Ghana. Like that's something a man would say. You understand? Like when you say he dey rush well if he wants. Like so it's a very masculine kind of music, right? So it resonates. Like it's kind of something that, and it's very Nigerian. Like as a Nigerian, you want to sing about success, how you dey rush, and how you have conquered your enemies and your haters can go and die and stuff like that. You understand? And she's able to make this type of music. And when she make a song like Koma, like steady counting the comma. Like this and I don't have my kind of music. Yeah, a braggy kind of show of chest thumping music that is very quintessential to the Nigerian nature. You know, Nigerian were very now we they happen, now we the kind of society. You understand, right? And when you make music that soundtrack that cultural behavior, those kind of songs tend to blow. You understand? So, and she's able to do this, do this type of music, and a song with Shay vibes, like no like the bad vibes, not the true bad vibes. Yeah, so she's making a song with Shay vibes, and they're singing about no the true bad vibes and that black belly, no they do black belly for me, and they're speaking Yoruba, speaking proverbs like igigiguguru, magumiloju, stuff like that. Now that's something that appeals to our culture and also appeal to people who understands that culture. You know, so it's really our music really resonates. Our music appeals to the average person, while our brand also is very girly. Our brand is very, very sensual, very appealing. Ira is able to make music that resonates with the sensibilities of the average Nigerian, you know. And at the same time, our music also, our brand also carries this very sensual feel that appeals to a younger demographic. She's 21 and she appeals to the Gen Z, and she has that brand that I want to be free. I want to explore what I want to explore. I want to dress how I want to dress. I want to be free. Don't put those moral, those moral expectations, and don't like force me to look kind of way that suits your moral narrative, right? While still also being a very cultural person. And it shows in the music that this is a lady that grew up listening to cultural Nigerian music and has influenced the way she makes music. So essentially, why there's a strong interest in Ayra's album is that number one, she's a superstar. Number two, she's been on a steady ascension, so people are anticipating what she will do next. And number three, her music and her brand strongly and strikingly resonates with our audience.
All right, so there's one thing you mentioned when you answered the first question, the timing, how the moments are led up to her dropping the album. What do you think about now that it's dropped? Do you think the timing?
I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect, and it's not, and the thing about perfect timing is about there's the part where you're ready, but perfect timing, what people don't understand, or let me not say what people don't understand. I think what we do not talk a lot about perfect timing is that most times you make the timing perfect. Yeah, it is you that will make the timing perfect by everything you do. You prepare people, you condition them, and you make the timing perfect. Then you execute. Right? So she's been doing that. and she has a strong team, and they've worked together. They've aligned in terms of the vision, and the timing is perfect, and this is the right time. She's grown. She's grown from that 19-year-old to that 21-year-old, and in that period, she's had lots of experiences. As a person, as an artist, she's grown. She's found her voice. Her brand is stronger, and her music resonates. She's becoming more confident, and everything just aligns and makes for the perfect time to drop the album, even in terms of the Afrobeats, in terms of the context of Afrobeats to the world and her place in it. She now stands at a very she stands in a stronger position in terms of the exportation of Nigerian music, in terms of the African global stars, like African stars globally. She stands at a very critical position there, and that positions her to now be one of the people that will shape the narrative, and you use the music to shape the narrative. So everything is just coming together perfectly, and I think this album is just like this. There couldn't have been a perfect time for her to drop a sophomore album.
All right. So now we've talked about the moments that led up to it, the PR, the rollout. Do you think now that the album has dropped, you've listened, do you think it matches the hype?
I listened to the album at listening party, and I was blown away. I was blown away, and now that it has dropped and I've listened to it again, I can tell you without a shadow of doubt that it is a brilliant album. It is a brilliant album, and I know sometimes I can be very heavy with my criticism. Like I could go to the full spectrum. Maybe my pendulum swing to both. Well, it's very well lubricated, so it swings to both sides very well. So I think when an album is also good, I don't tend to hold back. I tend to like lavish it with praises and everything. So that is it. This album is exceptional. Like there's hype, right? And living up to the hype is something that is like maybe like a slippery slope. Like it's very kind of like tricky, because now you've built buzz, you've built anticipation, and everybody's waiting for what are you going to do. Then the album pales in comparison. That is not a good look. But this one, I think she has possibly, which is kind of crazy, kind of surpassed the hype. Yeah. And now let's talk about this album, right? Let's start from the music. Now, Ayra is someone whose talent is influenced by diverse music, by a diverse range of music, R&B, pop, Nigerian indigenous music, and even some bit of dancehall. And she's been able to infuse all the sound and convey it in this album. Like she's able to give pop, Nigerian Afro pop music that will appeal to the Afrobeat listeners, both locally and internationally. Yeah, I mean, through songs like Goodbye, Bad Vibes, Woman Commando, Lagos Love Story, songs like that appeals to the Afrobeat listeners. Control, these are songs that appeal to the Afrobeat listeners. So she's able to balance sound, right? Now, we're dropping album amidst the Afrobeat to the world move, at the point where Nigerian music is now global than it has ever been. And that means that the people, there's this urge to want to satisfy the craving of a global audience. That means, and for some people, this requires you stripping yourself to an extent of your Nigerian identity, of your indigenousness. Like you have to like tone it down. But Ayra is at the point where she's not toning it down. She's just been herself, and she's able to take both words, merge it together, and stay at the middle. And see, you guys are going to have to meet me at my own, should I call it a throne? I'm going to sit I'm going to sit in my throne. I'm going to do what I want to do. And both words, all my fans from different parts of the world who enjoy my music, you guys are going to come together. I'm going to give you guys something that you guys are all going to enjoy. Now, and songs that kind of like show how she's been able to take both words and put it together is like Goodbye, for example. Goodbye with Ashake. Ashake is speaking a lot of Yoruba, like it does, and she's also speaking pidgin, saying goodbye to like shading her ex and stuff like that. Now, they're making Nigerian type of music, like at least in terms of language, over a swing garage production, over a very Yankee UK kind of production, right? So that they're bringing together both words. Same thing she did with Shay Vibes. Now, street guys have always been leaning towards that Yankee sound, that garage swing flow, and she got Shay Vibes to drop those Yoruba flows, those Yoruba melodies over a kind of a Western style of production as well. So now this is bringing together both worlds as well. So now when she chose to feature the international artist Anita, the Latino star, and an American sensation in Coco Jones, she tell them that follow my lead. We're going to do Afrobeat here. We're going to do an up-tempo party starting Afrobeat music, and you guys are going to follow my lead. You understand? That's so she's bringing together both words. Like ordinarily, it's easier for you to want to put those people in their comfort zone and say, okay, this is it. You guys are used to the pop sound. Let's do a pop sound that doesn't carry too many African or Nigerian essence, and you guys do your thing. You guys feel at home, and I'm just going to join you at it because I'm versatile. But she said, no, you guys come do Afrobeats with me, and she took the lead. So there's the part of the music where there's a balance in terms of local appeal and international appeal, and there's also a balance of genres. There's everything for everyone. You understand? There's a part where she does R&B music, 21, Lagos Love Story, Last Heartbreak, 1942. Melodious mid-tempo R&B music that appeals to sensuality, that appeals to women folk, that shows as strong R&B influences. And there's the times where she takes it out and she gives you Afrobeat, and she shows that she's the student of the game by paying tribute to Don Jazzy and Wanda Cole on Jazzy's song. She sampled You Bad. That's showing that, okay, I am the student of Afrobeat, and I will give you Lampa, I will give you It. So It for It, I'm ready. She's showing that as well. And like on song like Orun, she's showing that she is a student of Nigerian music. She's influenced by Nigerian indigenous music. So this runs back to when she made Sari off her self-titled WEP, in 2019 or 2020, and she sampled the Lijado sisters. And that's to show that she is a student of music. She is a student of Nigerian music history, and now she made an iLive, a kind of like iLive, Yoruba iLive, that Ebenezer Obey kind of iLive music on Orun. So it's just something for everyone. Right? There's just something for everyone, and there's also identity. Now, this is not a case of where you are trying to please everybody and you end up doing music for nobody. This is a case of I want to make music that shows the multiplicity and diversity of my talent, and that is like you're now bringing everybody under our umbrella, and that is the Sabi Girl umbrella. So she's just like, it's just brilliant music, right? It's just brilliant music. So now this different genres, different sound. So let's talk about the music itself, like what she's saying, how she's making them. And this is a 21-year-old. She's 21-year-old, made a debut album at 19, a good album. So being able to top it is a tall order. It's a big deal. Being able to put out a better album, and that's 2 good albums all under 21, is special, right? And now she's making music that carries her essence, her experiences as a 21-year-old. On the song 21, she sang about how our life has run, like from 13 to 14, how 13, 14, 15 went too fast, how 19 came with a big bag in terms of the album, and how she's grown from 20 to 21, and now she's 21, and she's just living life, and she doesn't know what it feels like to be 22, 23. So it's this is an album for our experiences. And now, what are our experiences? It's love. She's falling in love. She sings about it. I think is it Lagos Love Story, where she's saying that I don't fall in love with, is this what you guys are enjoying? It's something like that. And she's been heartbroken as well. And she shares this in Last Heartbreak with Giveon, where she says she's tired, that she doesn't want to love again and stuff like that. And in Goodbye, she's scorned. She's a scorned ex. She's a scorned, angry ex. And not just a scorn. Now, this is not a scorn angry ex in the term of like a bitter angry ex. This is an angry ex that can flex on the motherfucking ex. You understand? This is a Beyonce kind of lemonade kind of, you understand? Like, kind of ex. Like that's it. Like, so she's like, goodbye to you, on to bigger things. So there's that part. So this album, this music, they carry our essence. They carry who she is. They're part of it that are very personal to her, like the song, the last track, the penultimate track, where she, her mom vocals were there. Her mom talk about asking her to go live life. You're 21, go live your life. Don't save too much. Go on vacation. So this is a 21-year-old wanting to see the world, like living her life and accepting who she is, accepting the success, and try to like enjoy it while she can. Because at the end of the day, she's not going to be 21 forever. And she's now bringing her family context into it, in terms of the experiences she had growing up, in terms of like her mom talking about her dad trying to please everybody, her late dad, and how she doesn't want that for her. So go live your life. Go live your life. No, see, there's that relatability. When you put that in the context of like of a person, of the average person, there's something you can experience from that. There's something you can relate from that, right? So she does this. She makes an album that she makes songs that are personal to her, at the same time being relatable to other people as well. You've loved, you've been heartbroken, you've had family. Yeah, you've had family go through ups and downs, and you've had family come together to pull themselves like away from out of hard times, right? So these are music she makes, and this one made for a very wholesome experience, right? And the way she arranges the music, there's no one part that takes you to A, then throws you to Z, or it doesn't flatline and just keep you at like a B all through. No, it just moves steadily. It moves steadily, and like the times when it kind of like slowly picks up, like with the jazzy song that's up tempo, and with the commando that's up tempo. But for the most part, the song just like really slow, like it flows. It flows. There's coherence. There's that coherence through production, in terms of like the production maintains a kind of like a mid, between like mid tempo and up tempo, and then there's the R&B part of it. That's just mid tempo, that's slow, that's softer, that's sensual. So it's just really an wholesome album that is just gives you everything, and it's not easy, and that's what I want to point out. It's not easy, especially for a female artist. And this is not to say female artists are not talented, but they tend to lean predominantly towards a particular influence. If you are influenced by R&B, your music, your album tend to carry significant R&B essence, ballad, R&B. Those who tend to be influenced by maybe a blend of dancehall and R&B tend to like put an hybrid together, yeah, and just show that. But this is a woman showing that she can do everything, but like make it like the common denominator in terms of our own essence, how she conveys this music, the life she breathes into the songs, right? And that is what defines her music. Like the opening track where there was this Yoruba eulogy, and she just went straight into the whole vibing in the dancehall kind of swag, and talking about how she's number one, and she's at the top of her game, and that is facts. That is facts, and she knows this, and she's embracing it. She's not shying away from it. She is the biggest gangster. She knows it, and she's embracing it. There's a song where she was saying, the industry has never seen anything like me. It's facts. 21 at 21, second album, to be this big, to be the Grammy nominated, to be one of the biggest artists in the world. The industry has never seen anything like her. It's facts. It's unprecedented. She knows it, and she's saying it. This our brand, the way she dresses, has led to a lot of conversation, especially even criticism, like stupid, unnecessary. Because we take on Sayona. And she knows this, and she's not shying away from it. She's giving elders the middle finger. And she's telling them that you guys are going to see it, you guys are going to watch me, and you guys are going to accept the truth at the end of the day, right? So this album comes from a place of confidence and a place of growth from 19 to 21, while still carrying the essence, the genuine essence of a 21-year-old who's not trying to be someone who she's not, trying to cosplay that deep, reflective, I'm older than my age, a old man in a young person's body kind of like deep fake kind of stuff. No. Yeah, that's sanctimony, that stuff. No, it's just I'm 21, I want to have a good time, and I want you guys to also have a good time. And when she does reflect on her life, on things that are personal to her, they also carry like this bit of originality to it. You can tell, okay, this is how she feels, this is how she thinks. And if you are older than 21, if you go back, you can feel, okay, maybe this is how I felt then at the time. So it's just really like, when you consider the album in terms of everything, in terms of the writing, the production, the composition, the arrangement, they come together nicely. And in terms of confidence, I think this is a very confident album. A very confident album. And the confidence shines when you check the collaboration. This is a woman that featured two of the hottest Nigerian artists, Ayra and Shiva, and she ran circles around them. Like I don't want to say some things that will offend their stance, but she showed levels. You understand, right? So that's confidence. And it's showing in her flow, in her melody, in the way she's delivering, the way she's commanding the song, in the way she's saying the things she's saying, and saying, I'm number one, I'm ready, bring it on. You understand? And when you look at the song with Coco Jones and Anita, it's confidence. Like, let me go first, then you guys should come. No worry. Yeah, I will lead you. I will let you know what's up. You understand? So it's confidence. The song would give you, and she was showing herself. She was like showing identity on the song, right? So it's just everything. There's something for everyone on that song. There's something for everyone, and there's not just something for everyone. There's enough for everyone. So the album is just really a great album that comes together nicely.
All right, so moving on now, the best parts of the album. What would you pick as the best parts of the album?
I think it's just everything, right? It's everything. There's no wasted track. That's number one. That's my number one takeaway. 15 tracks. There's no fillers. Nothing. Like, I mean, maybe the song that I do not like maybe it's not like I don't like it, though, but the album is so good that this is the only song that doesn't maybe like lead up to par with the rest. It's Control. It's Control, and there are people who love Control. You love Control, right? So you see, so 15 tracks, no wasted track, all good, all serve a purpose, right? Even songs that didn't really do well as singles within the context of the album, they fit perfectly. Comma R&B, they fit perfectly, and they also show what she can do. Like, R&B is a domestication of R&B in Nigeria. You understand? Like, it's like R&B in the Afrobeat context, and it's really, really brilliant. It's a brilliant record in terms of the writing. That's like, how would I put this? Like lambalization, quote unquote, of R&B. Like, when she says things like cover my retina, like I know they see this person, like, now that's love. That's like you're writing in terms of like emotional, heartfelt lyrics, but you're putting it in a very colloquial way, in a lambalized way that appeals to the average Nigerian. That's brilliant. That's something that is not easy to do. So shout out to her, shout out to Embryo, shout out to our writers, shout out to people that she worked together with on this album. So there's no wasted track. There's versatility. That shows a lot, that she can do a lot of stuff. That she can feature the who is who, and she can run circles around them. That she's ready. She can like shape shift, and while she's shape shifting, this music, this song still carry her essence. There's that part. There's identity. As I said, like every track carries soul, and that soul is Ayra Starr. Like there's that identity across the tracks. And I mean, the album, like, there's different genres, different spectrums. So that's like one of the most brilliant things about the album. And I think the most beautiful, another beautiful part is the vision. You can tell that our vision and that of our team, people helping her to execute this vision, they align. They align. So shout out to our managers, our handlers, our label, our everybody that they came together to work on this album. They have done brilliantly well, because if the vision of an artist and those helping them doesn't align, yeah, you're going to see the lapses there, right? But this time the vision aligned, and you can tell from the music, you can tell from the experience it offers you. 21, and the year I turned 21, and in that album you get to experience life, the ups and downs of life, the peculiarities of life, and what you go through every day from the perspective of a 21-year-old while still having a wonderful time, right? So everything just comes together nicely. So I think like different people will pick their best parts of the album, but there's just no parts of the album that doesn't go unnoticed, and that's just brilliant.
All right, so let's move on to the final question. What do you think this album says about Ayra Starr and her place in the Nigerian music industry?
Biggest gangster, the biggest gangster in the music game right now. I keep saying this. I mean, shout out to Drake. That's what he said to Taylor Swift, and I'm saying it to Ayra Starr, because this is our own biggest gangster, and she's about to take over the world. I mean, as I said, to be 21, I'll be dropping your sophomore album, and it is better than your debut album that you dropped at 19. That people see is actually a very brilliant album. I mean, it's unprecedented. It's special, and it shows that she's the queen. She's there. She's up there, and she has her eyes on the prize, and there's nothing stopping her. Our ceiling is very high, and she has whatever it takes to break the ceiling. The music is there, the talent is there, the drive is there, the brand is there, the positioning is there, right? So this is super talent meets readiness and meets platform. So everything comes together perfectly. She's gone through fantastic artist development. Shout out to the Maven Academy. She's gone through, she's steadily grown, steadily understand herself, steadily continue to evolve, by putting out good music, by going through strong development, and by also trusting the people that put her out, like the people that developed that, by trusting them that we can still go the mile with you, that together we can still go the mile. No, not feeling like, okay, after my first album, I got Bloody Samaritan, which is a hit song, and did something for me. Then I got Rush, that is a mega hit song, and has done something for me. I think, let me take it from there. No, she'd be like, we can still go further together. We can still go farther together. Those that worked on the first album, those that worked on the EP, the label and everybody, they came together and they're still going farther. All right. So you can say like the vision aligned, and with this alignment in vision, and you can tell that she's hungry. She's hungry. She's ready for it. She wants it. She wants it. So, like when you see all these things, I mean, the sky is the limit, right? So, what does it mean for Ayra Starr? It means that we're about to see her explode. We're about to see her explode. She's about to take over. She's about to take over, and there's nothing stopping her. There's nothing standing in the way. The year 2021 brilliant album. So far, the best album to have dropped this year. So far, album of the year contender. And to top this album, yeah, you have your work cut out for you. You have your work cut out for you. So it's a brilliant album, and for Ayra Starr, the sky is the limit, and that's facts on.